Good to go now. Okay, if you're just joining, you're welcome in. You're welcome in. If you're just joining, you're welcome. I don't know. Okay. So guys, I'm going to drop the link now on the group. Let me see, how do I do this? Share. Then we're going to start. Then we're going to start. Coming to you. Okay, let me see. Guys, can you see my screen clearly? Hi. Okay, what's the name here? Anirud, you're welcome in. All right, we're 4 amazing people. So guys, we're gonna go live in the next. No, we're already live. I mean, we're going to start in the next, let's say, 2 minutes. The time is 6:32, so we're going to start in 6:35. Is it? No, that's 3 minutes. That's way too long. Is it too long? Okay, guys, you know what? Let's start in 6:35. I'll start backtesting in 6:35 so people can, you know, join. I don't want to start and then people come in later and they can't catch up. So let's just be. If you have any questions, you can drop. All right. Let me be answering questions for the next 3 minutes. Then we start backtesting. Once it's 6:35. Thank you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. We're starting in the next 3 minutes. I want everyone to be a participant. I don't want to start. Okay, we have 2 minutes to go. I don't want to start and then people join later and be like they're not able to meet up. So I'm gonna give everyone the grace of 2 minutes. 2 minutes now. 2 minutes, guys, and we start. Okay, I'm still waiting for questions though. I'm still waiting for questions. Guys, can you see the screen clearly? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, just comment hi. Yes, just comment yes. If you can see the screen, comment hi. If you can hear me, comment yes. If you can see my screen clearly, please comment hi. Yes, I just dropped a link now, so I'm waiting for people to join so we can officially start backtesting before we analyze. All right, that's why I'm giving a grace of. That's why I gave a grace of 3 minutes, and now we have 1 minute to go. Okay, hi Leonard, how are you? Ngwenwo, you're welcome in. Ibrahim, I see you, Ibrahim. Okay, still waiting. 1 minute to go, guys, and we start back testing. Then we analyze. All right, guys, it's 6:35, so let's start. Okay, we are 17 amazing people in the house. If you're just joining, you're welcome. We're practically waiting for you guys to join. So let's start. This is gold. All right, so when you are trading gold, you should look at gold or Honda. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. Yes, you can. I'm sure you can. Gold or Honda. All right, I have goldcapital.com, this spot here. Are you seeing what I'm pointing at? So make sure you're paying more attention to gold or Honda. It's when you're trading currency pairs that you can look at the pair. Let's go to the USD JPY. You can look at fx.com or Forex, or I'm coming USD JPY. Any currency pair or not just USD JPY. I just want to use USD JPY as example. So if you're trading currency pair, I hope you guys can see my screen though. Should I bring it closer? See? Please, guys, if there's ever a time you don't see my screen, please kindly let me know. If you don't see my screen, please just kindly let me know, please. Thank you. I'm also using another screen to see what I am doing so that I don't. Give me a moment, guys, please. All right, so when you're trading currency pair, you should pay attention to FXCM or Forex.com. Okay, let me reduce the volume of this second phone. But this is not what we're paying attention to. We're paying attention to gold. So back to what I was saying. As you can see, guys, I have just 2 pairs on my watch list. As a trader, you really don't need up to 10 pairs, except you're a swing trader. But if you're not a swing trader, you're a day trader or a scalper or whatever, you don't need more than 3 pairs. Max 3 or 2. As a beginner, I would advise you focus on 1, max 2. All right, because the moment you're looking at 3 pairs, you end up confusing your brain, you end up confusing your mind, you keep damaging your psychology, and you slow your journey. Okay, in Forex, you slow it down when you're looking at many pairs at a time. So you don't need many pairs. Even this USD-JPY, the reason I have this USD-JPY, I don't trade USD-JPY, but the reason I have it here is because, like I told you guys on the previous live, we're trading gold against USD. So therefore, sometimes you can catch a clean move. You can easily know the direction of the market looking at USD-JPY to predict what's going to happen in gold. Okay, so that's for me though. That's for me. Guys, I trust you guys can see my screen. All right, you can. So let's go to gold. When you're focusing on gold, focus on Oanda. All right. Okay. This is USD-JPY. Let's go to gold now. XAUSD. I'm going to the weekly time frame to mark out last week, and then we're going to see how last week played out. So this is the weekly time frame here. Are you guys seeing what I'm pointing at? I don't know if I should change this screen. I don't know. Guys, are you okay with the background being black, or you want me to change it to white? Just drop a comment for me. Should I change the background color to white, or it's okay being black? I want to know you guys can see what I'm pointing at every time. Someone says my screen is upside down. You have to rotate your phone. My screen upside down. Yeah, rotate your phone. I should try to flip it. Okay, which way? Can you see? Can you see it now? Background is okay. This is how it should be. Okay, let's go. Let's start then. Let's start. Guys, please, however the screen is, just try to rotate it, please. Rotate your phone. Rotate your phone. We're starting now. So this is the weekly time frame. I'm going to mark out last week. This candle here is last week, okay? I'm going to mark it out. All right, so I'm going to mark out the previous week. This is the previous week before this week that just finished, this one here. This one here. I tried to go live on this device, but it wasn't. I tried to go live on this device, but I don't know. Perhaps next time I'll try again. All right, guys. I believe you can see my screen clearly now. So, guys, this is the weekly time frame, and this is this candle signifies week one. Like this single candle signifies a week, because this is a weekly time frame. So each of these candles signifies 1 week each. All right, so this is for this week that just finished, and then this one is for the previous week before this week that just finished, which is 2 weeks ago. All right, I can safely draw another line here, which this line, if the market opens today, the candle is going to start forming here, which means it's this week. But let me delete that. It's not necessary right now. So what I did was I came to the weekly time frame to mark out the week, so we can know, we can have a clarity of Monday to Friday of last week. So now let's go to let's go to 15 minutes so I can show you something. Let's go to 15, or let me say 30 minutes. Okay, I want to show you that line I just drew now, right? I want to show you. So I'm going to turn on my Lux Algo session divider and then show you. Okay, do you remember the line I drew on the weekly time frame? This is it, this one here. So let's count how many days. We have 5 days in a week, right? So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You get? So that is accurate. So before we start analyzing, I would like to quickly say this. As a trader, please, I used to make this mistake before, not anymore. When I stopped making this mistake and started doing the right thing, I started becoming profitable. Now, what is the mistake? Whenever I start trading for the day, I never care about looking at the higher time frame. I never cared about it. I used to think it would do me no good, but I was wrong. Very wrong. Very, very wrong. Because just opening my device and going straight to 15-minute time frame without bothering to see what 1 hour is saying, or 4 hours is saying, or even the daily candle said, it makes me think the market is buying when actually the overall structure of the market is selling. Like, sellers are in the market. Just because I see a move, like small move on the 15 minutes, maybe buying green candle, I will just want to buy. But then it won't buy for long, because sellers are in the market. The structure is a downtrend, not an uptrend. So my trading game changed when I started looking at the higher time frame. Okay, it's called top-down analysis. So we're going to do the top-down analysis right now. But before we do that, let's see how the market played out last week. Okay, so this is a 4-hour time frame, and I made this so small. Let me see. Let me try to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to hide the Lux Algo. Okay, as you can see, this was 2 weeks ago, and then this was last week. Market had a drawdown, like a drop down, not a drawdown, a drop down on Monday. This happened on Monday. This move happened on Tuesday last week, This long sale happened on Tuesday last week. So since last week, sorry, not last week, 2 weeks ago, since 2 weeks ago down to last week, the market has been consolidating, moving on one spot. At some point, it broke here with a candle. You see this? Let me draw this. It broke here with a candle. This is 4 hours for those of you just joining. So it broke here with a candle. You know, a lot of buyers would have entered from here, but then it came back and started selling down. So this from here to this point is last week trade, and as you can see, market was bullish at first and then it started dropping down, but it hasn't broken the previous low, so which means this market is likely going to continue this week in a range, or there might be a breakout. Do you understand? So there was a lot of news last week which affected the market in a way. So this is 15 minutes time frame, so small. See. So guys, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, a lot of times my setup didn't play out because yesterday was Saturday. I did a review of how last week trade was, and I tried to journal how my trade, like, you know, my setup, how it played out for last week. And man, since January till last week, right? It was last week that my setup, like, it didn't play out. Like, my setup, right? Out of 5 days, it could give me 4 sure wins, which is like 4 days. I could win like 4 days out of 5, sometimes 3 days out of 5. That's maybe when there's news. But when I reviewed my my trade, my setup for last week, like, to see how it played out, man, it did not, it not, like, I think it didn't totally respect it the way it should, the way it would on the norms. Hopefully this week something good is gonna happen. I mean, yeah, like I said, it's been playing out. My setup has been playing out perfectly well since January until last week. And also, like I said, there were major news last week, so it kind of affected the market. So now let's do an analysis for this week. Let's see what to expect from gold this week. I'm going to take this now to the higher time frame. Please, traders, never make the mistake of starting a trade for the day without on a smaller time frame without checking the higher time frame to know the structure of the market. So as you can see here, this is 2 weeks ago, and then this is last week. The market has been ranging, right? Okay, now this is a 4-hour time frame. Let's spot our supply zone and our demand zone. Okay, so I want to believe you guys can see my screen clearly. Before I start, let me read through the comment section. You're looking for sell this evening? No, I'm not looking for sell this evening. Let me read through the comment section. If there is, as long as the dollar index is high, creating it all, gold is always going to fall. Okay, you looking? Please don't put words in my mouth. Who is this person? J. Don't put words in my mouth. All right, please, let's start. Yeah, we've started already. Black is okay. All right, I was just reading the comment section to see if there's any complaints so I can adjust before we start. I just wanted to make sure the screen is clear enough. All right, guys, so let's spot our supply zone. So I had to clear all my lines so I can start afresh to draw them again for you guys to see and understand. So this is a major supply zone. This is a major supply zone. I'm coming. I'm going to extend this. What I'm doing right now is spotting out the major supply zone. I'm going to come down to spot a major demand zone. And before I proceed, I'm still proceeding anyway, but before we dive in fully, traders, please, there are different types of traders in this trading industry. There are traders who are just course sellers. They sell just course. Not that they know how to trade. They don't. They just sell courses. And then they could post people's trades, profit trades, screenshot of people's profit trades, and you think it's theirs and you fall for them. Never fall for them. Never feel intimidated or pressured by any traders online profit screenshots. Just focus on your lane. That was a mistake I made when I started. When you're looking at too many traders on the internet to see what they're doing, their lifestyle, their trades, the screenshot of their trade and so on, it has a way of affecting your psychology without you knowing, okay? And it has a way of messing with your self-esteem without you knowing. So please always focus on your own self, on your own trade, all right? While you are still learning, I would also advise you take out time to learn. I literally paused the thing that was giving me like I stopped my source of income, okay, before, like when I started Forex, I paused it, then eventually I stopped it, because learning Forex, it requires a lot of time. It requires a lot of time. You can't do two things at the same time. You can't say you're learning Forex and doing another thing. Nah, you slow down your growth. So Forex requires a lot of time learning, all right? So have that in mind. But I wouldn't advise you quit your job to learn Forex until you have a good amount of savings. I had a good amount of savings before I started Forex. Otherwise, I wouldn't have quitted my source of income at the time to learn Forex. Okay, so I knew I couldn't do the two at the same time. And I know Forex is a long-term thing. If you know it, if you get it right, you're good to go. So that's why I decided to let go of my source of income at the time to focus on Forex. And I'm glad I made that decision. Because what I know now, I've lost so much money, guys. I've lost so much money. We're talking about over $50,000. But what I know now gets me more than that. All right, guys, I just spotted our major supply zone. So now let's spot our demand zone. A lot of you don't know how to draw or identify a demand and supply zone. And mind you, a demand and supply is not the same as support and resistance. Demand and supply is not the same as supply and resistance. These are two different things. So now this rectangle I'm drawing is for demand. This is my demand zone. Okay, this is my demand zone. On the 4-hour time frame, that is where you can spot your demand and supply zone. Okay, so what did I just do now, guys? I'm going to make this small. So what I just did now was to identify our major supply and our major demand zone. Okay, as you can see here, the market created a demand zone here, right? And it went up, it came down to test this demand zone. Are you seeing this? Market went up, it came down and tested this demand zone before shooting up. Now, there is every tendency in the market that when the market comes down to the same spot, right, it's going to react here and it will keep buying up. All right. There's some people that their strategy is supply and demand. They only take trades when price gets to a supply or a demand. Okay. While there are some people that their strategy is trading support and resistance. They only take trades when price gets to a support level or a resistance level. All right. While there are some people that their strategy is trading trends. They only trade uptrend or downtrend as long as there's a break of structure to the upside or to the downside. While there are some people who trade this range, they trade the range. A range market is also one of the three market structures. Okay, so there are some people who their strategy is just to trade the range. When they know that, okay, the market is forming a range just like this, when it gets to this spot, it's going to react. They take a sell. When it comes down, they know it's going to react. They take a buy. That's their own strategy. And you can't say they don't know how to trade. You see, I never ever talk down on any trader. I never ever say, oh, your strategy is not good enough. Your setup. No, as long as you're making money from it. And it doesn't matter if your strategy goes long or it's just short. You understand? It doesn't matter as long as you know what works for you. The most important thing is to find your edge. So that's why I say never be oppressed by any trader's profit, any trader's trade, any trader's lifestyle you see on the internet. Focus on you. All right. Let me shock you guys. I have like 3 mentors. I paid for 3 mentorships. All right. I was about to pay for the 4th one when I decided to let go because I already know so much. I already knew so much at the time. I'm like, What's the point? Any point? Do you understand? So my first mentor, I would, it shocked me to know that, he doesn't hold trades for long. Just very short move, he will close. Not that he doesn't know how to trade, but he has a strategy he trades. And I got to find out that his strategy is a psychological level. Now, what is psychological level? Psychological level is, let's take for instance the Naira notes, right? The Naira notes, you see 5 Naira, 10 Naira, 20 Naira, 50 Naira, 100 Naira, 200 Naira. You see that round figure, that's the psychological, that it's like normal, just like you have 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 35, let's say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Those numbers like that are psychological. Like, that's what the human brain can easily pick than saying 27, 22. Like, when you're talking about figures, when you're talking about money, you don't say 21 Naira, you don't say 22 Naira, you don't say 51 Naira. No, you say 50 Naira, $50, $55, $100, 100 Naira. Do you guys understand? So that psychology, is what my first mentor trades, right? So he targets, let's say, maybe 10 to 15 or 10 to 20. Do you understand? Like, okay, for instance, this year, let me show you guys. Let me just show you guys what I mean. Let's draw a psychological line here. I'm going to draw a psychological line to show you guys what I'm talking about. Let me delete this. So when I started trading, when I went for my first mentor academy classes, this is a strategy they taught us, right? This is a strategy they taught us. But me, I like to learn. I like to expand my knowledge. I don't like to dwell on just what I know. So right now, I'm going to show you guys how to draw a psychological line. All right. I have a friend who trades Forex. He still uses this pattern, but I really can't. So we're going to draw 50 pips on gold. We're going to draw like 3. Let me show you guys something. It's some people's strategy, and I tell you it's working for them. So do what works for you. That's it. That's why I can never talk down on anybody's strategy or trade or whatsoever. So now let's go to a psychological number. This is 49. Let's say 4920. Let's say 4920. 4920. 4920. So this line is 4920. As you can see here. See? Are you seeing this? I'm coming. Guys, are you seeing this? This is 4920, right? So now let's set this line to another psychological number, to 50 pips. All right, let's go. I'm going to set this now to 4925. $49.25. So guys, this is it. Let me show you. Are you guys seeing my screen? All right. So are you seeing this? This is 4920. This is 4925. So this is 50 pips difference. All right. So let's draw one more line. Okay. Let's draw just one more line. Then I'll show you guys something just now. In order to succeed as a Forex trader, you have to avoid trying to compare yourself with another trader. Never let a trader make you feel that your knowledge is wasted or you don't know what you're doing. Never. Everybody understands things differently. All right. So let me show you guys this. All right, guys. So guys, this is a psychological level, right? There are traders who trade this strategy. They trade psychological level. Now this is 920, 925, 4925, 4930. So it's five difference. Do you understand? 20, 25, 30. Now let's count the pips. We're going to see that this is 50 pips. Now if you're counting pips on gold, it's different, way different from how you count pips on other pairs. So I'm going to mark this. I'm using my ruler now. Let's count this line. I'm using my ruler. Let's count this line to confirm that this is 50 pips. All right, guys, are you seeing this? For those of you who don't know how to calculate pips on gold, I just taught you that now. Okay, so 500, guys, okay, let me bring this closer. This is 50 pips on gold. When you see this figure, just know it's 50 pips. If it's anything less, just know it's, do you understand? But it's not so for other pairs, all right? It's not so for other pairs. I'm just showing you how to calculate pips on gold. Okay, so as you can see, when I bring down this line, when I bring down, set my chart normal, are you seeing that this line is very small? But we just drew three lines here. Are you seeing this line is very small? That's to tell you that every gold is very volatile, like too volatile. Small move can make you a lot of money. Small move can, make you lose your account. I just expanded this. Do you see this now? So this is 50 pips each. This is from here to here is 50 pips. From here to here is 50 pips. This is some people's strategy, like my first mentor. I can't mention his name. Maybe as time goes on, you guys will get to know him. Maybe he has a new strategy now, but at the time, this was what... Yeah, this is it. Even on his YouTube videos, because when I was learning, when I paid for the academy physical class, I still was, learning on his YouTube channel too. The whole night, I spent the whole night learning and studying. All right, so back to our analysis. I'm going to delete this line. I just wanted to show you guys. Oh, let me show you. Let me show you what I was talking about before that made me draw this line. So guys, some traders, right? They wait for price to come to come to this psychological line, this 4920, because they know that when price gets to a psychological level, it's going to react. You understand? So when they can take a trade from here to the upside, just target 50 pips. Now, 1 pip on gold, if you're using one standard lot size, if you have your calculator, you can bring it out and calculate this. 1 pips on gold, if you're using one standard lot size, it gives you $10 in profit or in loss. All right? So you can calculate 10 times 50. How much would that give you? 10 times 50, how much would that give you? So some traders don't hold trade for long. They just target just 50 to 100 pips, and they're going with big lot size. And then they will snap their screenshot and post it on their page, and you will see it's big profits. You think, oh, this trader knows how to trade. Oh, you wouldn't know it's just a short pips they cut. So I'm calculating 10 times 50. Like I said, one standard lot on gold gives you $10 in profit if it goes your way. So I'm calculating 10 times 50, and that gives you $500 for just this move from here to this spot. Okay, gives you 500. That's 50 pips. So if you're going in with a bigger lot size, let's say 10 standard lot size on gold, if 1 pip gives you $10, so let's calculate 10 times 10 pips. That is $100. Your account size has to be big for you to enter 10 standard lot size on gold. So let's calculate 10 standard lot size, 10 standard lot size times 10. The 10 there is $10 per pip, okay? Times 100. That's giving you that's 10 times 10, okay? So now that's giving you 100. So let's calculate this 100 times this 50 lot size here. 50, did I say lot size? 50 pips. If the market goes your way for 50 pips, that's giving you $5,000 clean. Do you understand? All right, so let's go back to our analysis. I just wanted to show you guys something quickly. Now back to our analysis. All right, guys. This is a 4-hour time frame, and like I told you, on the 4-hour time frame, right, that is where you spot your demand and supply zone. Then when you spot your supply and demand zone, this is the one up is supply and the one down is demand. Don't forget. So when you spot your supply and demand zone on the 4-hour time frame, you go to your 1-hour time frame to mark out your supply and support and resistance. All right. Even from this 4-hour time frame, you would already see the structure of the market. What do you guys see here? You're seeing that the market is giving a range move. All right. So when this market goes up, excuse me, please. When this market buys up to this spot, it's going to react. Some traders who trade supply and demand, they'll strike it. In fact, they will already set their position here before the market even comes there, or here before the market gets down there. I want to be sure you guys can see this, okay? I'm coming, please. Give me a moment. So they'll set their position before the market gets there, and they'll set an incredible stop loss. In their mind, there is no way the market will go all the way up to hit me out. So they'll just set. But you know, when you're doing that, you have to risk what you can afford to lose in case the market, decides to break out. All right. But if it doesn't, then you'll be in good profit. So guys, this is it. This is our supply, and then this is our demand zone. This is 4 hours. Let's go to 1 hour to spot our support and resistance. Now, mind you, you can also spot out your mini. There's what we call mini supply and mini resistance. Mini supply and mini demand. I mean to say not resistance. Mini supply and mini demand. So this is 1 hour time frame, and what I would like to do is spot out my mini supply zone. I just spotted it now. It's not every time you might see it, so don't think that every time you open your market, every week you open the market, you must see mini or it doesn't mean you must see it every time. But if you just watch out for it, if you see it, you mark it out. So I spotted it, and I'm going to mark it out. This is my mini supply zone, meaning when price gets to this point, it's likely going to react because this is a supply zone. This is a supply zone. I'm going to mark it. Let me see. You have to be very careful. You have to make sure you mark it properly. If not, you can take a trade there and the market will do you shiggy because you did not get it right. That was one thing I struggled with when I started marking zones. I used to get it wrong, and I wondered, how do these people always get it right? How did they get it right? How do they know? Until I just knew it. How did I did more learnings, personal learning. So if you want to be a master of something, you have to give time to learn. You have to give time to learn. I'm coming. I need to be sure that this thing didn't shake. All right. I'm trying to extend it to the future market until price respects these zones before I can remove the lines. So what I just did, I just spotted my mini supply zone. All right. So let's expand this clearly. Let me see if I'm going to see a mini demand zone. Okay. Mini demand zone. I see one. Let me check again. Okay, I see one. But it's very close to the major one. But I'm still going to highlight that. I'm still going to highlight it because if you look closely, there is a fair value gap here. If you look closely, there's a fair value gap here. So the market is likely going to react here when it gets here to close this gap. I hope you guys can see this. So I'm going to draw my mini demand zone there. Price might likely come there and react there before, price might come touch it, go back up before it now comes to test this major demand zone. So it's optional. You can choose to draw it, you can choose not to draw it, but me, I am going to draw it. I may not draw a box there. I might just draw a line there because I know that price will definitely react there because it created a gap there. I hope you guys can see this. So if there's something you should know about gold, something I observed about gold, like I said, everybody understands the market differently. So if there's something I observed about gold, it reacts to zones a lot. It reacts to zones a lot. All right. Let me mark this one as red. Red, or let me use another color. Let me use this color, white. Okay, so guys, we're still on the 1 hour time frame. All right. We're still on the 1 hour time frame. Now let's mark out our support and resistance zone. Support and resistance. As you can see here, market has been reacting around here. It's refusing to break it. Even here, it can't, it's finding it difficult to break this place I'm marking, this place here that I'm pointing at, this downside and this upside. So what you're going to do is mark that place as your resistance. This is my resistance here. I'm going to mark that place as my resistance. Mark here. So I just marked my resistance now, my resistance level. I'm going to name it. I'm going to write a text. Resistance. Make the text big. 16. That's my resistance zone. And now this is the support, my support zone. The very support zone I told you guys about on the previous live we had on Telegram, that market will come and react, which it did. So on Monday, if market doesn't break, on Monday, which is a few hours from now, two things are likely going to happen. What we'll do is to watch. Okay, we're going to just watch and see what the market is going to do, then wait for it to give us a signal to enter. All right, guys, this is my resistance and this is my support zone. Let me give me write something there. Support. Guys, you see this? If market should break, see, if a full body candle should break below this box, right? If a full body candle should break below this box, it means the structure has changed. It's no longer going to be range. It's now going to be downtrend. And that depends on the economical news. Do you understand? So there's two things are likely going to happen on Monday, possibly on Monday or Tuesday. It's either the market retraces from here. It's either the market retraces from here back to the upside to continue creating a range, or it breaks. Let me show you. It's either it's what did I do? I'm coming. Let me try that again. All right, it's either it retraces from here back to this upside to break here. Let me try that again. I'm coming. What am I doing? What's this? Oh my God. Let me show you how this market is likely going to move. So two things involved. It's either market retraces from here, comes to this place, reacts, come back, goes back up again, comes back here, then goes back to this box, retraces a bit, and then breaks it, retests it, and breaks out. Or the market comes this way, or the market breaks it completely, breaks this support level. And if the market should break the support level, you wait for it to come back to retest it before you take a sell. You must wait for a retracement. It must definitely come back to retest. It may not be immediately, but you have to wait for a retest. It will come back to retest this zone, this level here. This is a support level. It will come back to retest it and then continue selling. Continue selling down to this. Do you remember this white line I drew? Do you guys remember this white line I drew? Remember the fair value gap I told you guys about? So it might come down here to test, to fill the gap, fill this gap, go up again, play around here, then come back to break it, or maybe test it again, goes back up, play around, and then comes down. The moment the moment this market breaks this fair value gap line that I drew here, this is where it's coming down to this demand level, because there are a lot of buyers waiting for the market here. They're waiting for the price to get here. Do you understand? So anything that makes price goes below 4785, just know where it is going to. There is a major demand zone which price is coming down to, which is here, this box I highlighted. which is this box I highlighted. This is a major demand zone. So a lot of traders are also waiting here. Now, there might be a wick first, but the candle may not close below it because they have to, something will definitely happen here. There's going to be a price action that will happen here. So a lot of traders are waiting to take a trade, a buy trade from here. And if you take a buy trade from here, you can hold it for long. You can hold it for long. You can hold it for long. Let me see. If you take a buy trade from here, because this is a major demand zone. It's a very major demand zone. Let's say you set your position here. You now trade. You now hold the trade. You set your SL. I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. You set your SL because you know this is a major demand zone and gold respects zones a lot. You enter your trade here, set a good SL, just what you can afford to lose. Then you target the next zone because market is likely going to come back up here to react. You see this zone here? Anything when a market creates a support and resistance and then breaks it, when the market creates a support and resistance and then breaks it, it will definitely come back up to retest that level it broke, to make it, if it was a support level it broke, it will come back there to retest it, and that place will become a resistance zone. Okay, if it's a resistance zone it broke to the upside, it will come back there to retest it, and that place will automatically become the new support level. Do you understand? So let me delete this line. We just did an analysis for the week, and maybe in 2 weeks time, like this week and maybe 2 weeks time, that's if this doesn't play out by this week. Guys, I hope you understand everything I'm saying. So I set my position here. Now, a news can happen that can make the market drop down to this spot maybe by Monday. Anything can happen because this war between US and Iran and some other countries who are involved is making the market move the way it's moving. It's making investors indecisive of where to invest their money in. 1 minute, the reason why gold was going all the way up, like spiking all the way up, is because there was an uncertainty. You know, it wasn't safe investing your money in the US dollar. And anytime investors are uncertain about, about something, maybe because of the economical news, the global news and all of that, they run to safe haven pairs to invest their money. They will withdraw all their money from the US dollar and some other pairs they invested their money in. They run to gold. Not just gold. Gold is not just the only safe haven for investors. There are other pairs too, maybe like Japan, Euro, but not the US dollar. All right. So that's why you see gold buying. Anytime you see gold buying, just know there's war or a political uncertainty in the US, which is making investors scared and uncertain. All right, so guys, right now, this is what I'm expecting. I just did an analysis right now on gold, and so this is what I'm expecting the market to do this week. Retrace here, but from what I'm seeing, I think this market will continue to sell. I'm reading from this candlestick here. So I'm reading from this candlestick here. Market is likely going to keep selling. It's likely going to keep selling. Market is likely going to keep selling. So guys, what I'm expecting from market this week is either a retracement back to the upside or a continuation, a sell continuation, of which, like I said, from what I'm seeing, I think the market might keep selling because of this candle pattern. So if the market breaks below here with a full body candle, if a full body candle breaks below this zone, wait for them. Even if the market goes long, please wait for the market to retest here before you enter for a buy. And anything that makes the market enter back into this box, into this place, it will retest this same support level before it keeps going back up. All right. So that's my analysis. like I said, two things are likely going to happen. Either the market retraces from here back up to the zone and keep forming a range market, or a breakout happens. So right now, let me change this color for my, let me just change this color. What color will I give this? I don't like too many colors on my chart. So I'm giving my support and resistance a different color entirely. And then I'm giving my supply and demand zone a different color entirely. That's it. So this is my mini. I'm going to write it here. Mini. This is my mini supply. Mini supply. I forgot to mention, there are some traders who trade trend line. They don't trade anything. It's just trend line they trade. Do you understand? So find what works for you. Just as long as you know it works for you, stick to it. That's the thing. When you find what works for you, right? Let me tell you what's going to happen. You will keep going against it. You will keep wanting to try other things. You will keep wanting to do different things. Okay? It's very normal. We're humans and naturally we're stubborn. We like to try new things. The brain likes to try new things. This act of trying new things, trying different things, you will definitely make mistakes. And these mistakes is what is building your experience and building your wisdom. You will definitely become wise. You'll know, okay, I'm tired. I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of doing, When I found my edge, when I found what was working, I struggled with focusing on one pair. I struggled with focusing on that edge. I was still trying different strategies, still checking different pairs, trying the strategies on different pairs. What was I looking for Christ's sake? So, when you do these things, you slow your journey in the markets. You slow your success journey. But when you find your edge, this works for you. You stick to one pair or two pairs max. If you're a day trader, if you're a swing trader, it's a different ball game. All right. Swing traders tend to have up to, I see someone say they have up to 30 pairs they look at because they're swing traders. But if you're not a swing trader, please just focus on one or two pairs. So as you can see here, I focus on one pair. See, I focus on one pair. Remember when I told you guys about the news that there's something I discovered, of which I'm going to see how it plays out on the CIP news. This is what I discovered. This is what I discovered had to do with USD-JPY. When the NFP happened, I was currently looking at USD-JPY and I saw that sell. It sold on USD-JPY and it bought on gold. I saw that sell before it happened. I'm like, is this it? And then it bought on gold. But there was no clear signal on gold that it was going to buy. But there was a clear signal on USD-JPY that it was going to sell. Do you guys understand? So I got to realize that you can actually use a different pair to predict gold, how gold is going to move. You can use GBP USD. Sometime last year, I was using GBP USD to predict gold move. Sometimes the move happens in GBP USD before it happens on gold. So if GBP USD sells and I look at gold hasn't taken a sell yet, I already know it's going to sell. However, and even though it doesn't sell immediately, I already know it's going to sell. Do you understand? So as of last year, I was using GBP USD to predict the direction of gold. Where it's like sometimes at the time, right? When a long move happened in GBP USD, let's say maybe a long sell or a long buy, I come to gold, I wait for it to happen. I already know it's so even if I enter a trade at that time, maybe on buy or for a buy or sell on gold, I know it's going to move long because it already happened in GBP USD. But I no longer look at GBP USD. This is a new pair I'm using now. But I'm not using this pair to predict the movement of gold. No, like the future movement of gold. I'm not using it. I am only keeping this here to see the outcomes of NFP. I haven't backtested it yet. I got busy. I haven't backtested it yet. Maybe I'll do it this night. If I can't do it this night, I'll do it tomorrow. So I told you guys I will need to backtest USD-JPY and gold on during the NFP, the past month of NFP, to see how it played out, and then prepare for the next month NFP news. Because like I said, the signal for a sell the signal for a trade, how it's gonna move on NFP news it's always clear. I don't know about others, but I know how to read candlesticks very well. So it's easy for me to tell from candlesticks that it's gonna sell or it's gonna buy. But sometimes the market can trick. All right. Sometimes the market can trick you to think it's going to sell, but it buys. But most of the times, if it says it's going to sell, it's going to sell. If it says it's going to buy, it's going to buy. So guys, let me do a recap. So as a trader, when you go into the chart, before you take a trade for the day, please go to the daily candle. Some traders even go as far as looking at the weekly time frame to see how the week ended. Let's look at the weekly time frame. Let's see how the week ended. So see how the week ended. The week ended, sellers ended the week. You see this? Sellers ended the week. Now let's go to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, okay, like I said, when a full body candle closes below this, my support zone, which I told you guys about, then sellers are full in this market. You can expect gold to drop down to 4,646. All right. So this is the daily time frame. The daily time frame, the Friday candle ended. Okay, guys, like what did I tell you guys? I'm looking at this. Let me delete this first. I'm gonna put it back. I'm looking at this candle now, how Friday candle closed on the daily time frame. Why is this not deleting? I'm coming. This candle always means sellers are in the market and it's going to sell. This candle always means sellers are in the market and it's going to sell. So we should be expecting more of sales on gold. All right, should be expecting more of sales on gold, except it shows otherwise. So let's go to 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, you spot your supply and demand zone. Then you go to 1-hour time frame to spot your support and resistance zone. All right. So when you do this, you automatically just have a clear direction of the market. You have a clear direction of the market, where the market is going to, so that you won't be buying when the market is selling. Like there are some traders who tell you hear some traders say, whenever I buy, that's when market will sell. Whenever I sell, that's when market will buy. It's because they're trading against the trend. All right. They're trading against the trend. And some of them are trading in between the markets. What I mean by in between is, for instance, candlesticks will be around here and you're entering trade. Are you serious? You're entering trade here. What if it retraces? So it's always safer to trade in the zone. For instance, this is 1 hour, right? I just spotted this support and resistance on 1 hour. You can also go to 30 minutes or even 15 minutes to spot another support and resistance there. So here, let's spot this. This is 15-minute time frame. I'm going to spot this. You can call this a liquidity. Okay, you can call this a liquidity. If price ever goes up, it might likely just want to clear this out. It means money is gathering here. It might likely just want to clear this out before it continues selling. So this is 15-minute time frame. I'm just saying you can also go to a smaller time frame to spot your mini support and mini resistance. So if price ever comes back to this spot, it will definitely react here. But it could sweep out this liquidity here and start selling. So you want to wait for a confirmation to either sell or buy. Do you understand? Yeah, so some people go down to 15-minute time frame to spot out mini support and resistance. The reason is because if you're looking at this 1 hour time frame, right, you might say, okay, I already have my support and resistance, but by the time market will now dance to that spot, it might take days. Do you understand? By the time market will come up to this place where you're expecting, maybe you set this place as your POI, that's point of interest, it might take a week or days. By the time you're waiting for market to come down here before you take your buy, it might take days or a week. So that's why some traders, after spotting your support and resistance on a higher time frame, this is what gives you a direction of the market. Like it makes you know the direction of the market, where it's going to. So even if you're taking a trade, you have confidence to hold it. You even have confidence to enter that trade and hold it, because you've seen the overall structure of the market, that it's either going up or coming down. So that notwithstanding, you can, like I said, you now go to your 15 minutes. Some traders does that. Some traders do this too. My last mentor, I think he does this because he mentioned it. You set your mini support and resistance, you wait for price. Like if you're even setting your support and resistance on the lower time frame, that's after setting on the higher time frame. It's very important you set it on the higher time frame. So if you're coming down to 50 minutes to set a mini support and resistance, it means you're only catching short moves. Okay, that's just what it means. It means you're only catching short moves. You understand? Something that can just happen now, like today, not in 3 days or in 2 days. So we've come to the end of the live, and I hope you guys understood everything I explained and everything I said. So guys, I've decided that every Sunday around 6 p.m. I'll be going live. The reason why I delayed is because I was trying to set up the live stream. My first YouTube account was banned. I really don't know why. Okay, so it was banned and I had to create this. This one is a new one. So this is the first time I'm going live on this one. So it took me a while to set it up. That's why I went live late. So if you have any questions, please ask before I go off. If you have any questions, please drop it before I go off. I'm gonna give 1 minute for questions. 1 minute for questions. 1 minute for questions. One minute for question. Okay, Evangelist Divine, thank you so much. Thank you. All I will say is God bless you. Okay, IT in Twi, thank you so much. Are you on a PC or tablet to analyze? Okay, this is this is a tab. Okay, this is a tab, but it looks like a laptop. I bought a big size of a tablet that looks similar, that is similar to a laptop. I think it's even bigger than my laptop self. It's a tab, not a laptop. That was an answer to B baby. So open your mic. Okay, how do I open my mic? Can I open my mic? Is that possible here? I really don't know. Like I said, this is my first time here. This is my first time going live on this. What time frame you take trade? I take trade on 15-minute time frame. 15 minutes time frame. Sometimes I use 5 minutes and sometimes I use 1 minute. But you have to be careful while using 1 minute. That 1 minute is for sniper entry. 1 minute is for sniper entry. And the reason I don't often use it all the time is because sometimes it causes me losses. You understand? So my entry is always from, I look at 15 minutes for entry. Okay, I look at 15 minutes for entry. But if I want a very neat entry, I could go to 1 minute. Just wait for candle confirmation. As long as I know the market, the price is already in a zone. As long as I know it's already in a zone, right? Here. So most traders take trades on 1 minute for sniper entry, but who cares about sniper entry? I really don't care about sniper entry though. But I would say it's safer to, as a beginner trader, please use use 15 minutes or 5 minutes for entry, please. Even that 5 minutes is not so certain. Like you have to be a pro to be able to use that 5 minutes because it could trick you. When I started, like that, those days, those months, back then, 5 minutes sometimes were good, sometimes it tricked me. So 15 minutes is a sure banger. Okay, what time frame? I answered that. Hello, would you buy and sell? Where is your target? Or did you join the live from the beginning? Because I literally just told you what I'm expecting from the market. I drew the support and resistance zone right in front of you guys. So all I'm going to do when the market opens is wait for, I trade Tokyo though, but not Sydney. So wait for the market to react here. Are you seeing this? Wait for the market to react here. Tell me if it's going to buy or sell before I take a trade. Because like I said, this is a range. The market hasn't broken this support level yet. So until the market breaks here before I can confidently enter for a sell. But from what I'm seeing on the overall time frame, sellers are in this market. From what I'm seeing on the overall time frame, sellers are in the market, okay? But let's be careful. We have to be careful. A retracement could happen here, back to the upside. Would you? Okay. Sometimes I want to contact you, but I don't know where and how to. On IG, please, if you want to reach me, you can reach me on IG, please. On Instagram, just send a DM. Just if you send me a DM on Instagram, always go straight to the point, because I have a lot of irrelevant messages. I have a lot of messages from irrelevant people too, who just want to waste my time. So I don't open every message. I only open and reply to messages that goes direct to the point. Because if you send me hello, hi, it makes me feel like you want to have a normal conversation with me, which that's not what the page is for. That's not what the page is for. So I can't answer to hello or hi. You have to just go straight to the point. I have a lot of sometimes I want to, okay? Ibrahim says, I have a lot of experience to share here. Typing will be a long journey. Okay. What's the best capital for beginners? Best capital for beginners. How do I answer that? I don't think there's any capital that is best. I would say if you're a beginner and you know how to trade, you know how to trade. It's one thing to know how to trade. It's another thing to be able to master your patience and discipline. It's one thing to know how to trade. It's another thing to master your patience and discipline. Now, I knew how to trade. I had the knowledge. I had, the skill. But then I still struggled to be profitable at the time. Why? Because I was still struggling to follow my discipline. I was still struggling to master patience. So it's one thing to know how to trade. It's another thing to follow your discipline and master the act of patience. All right. So when you start following your discipline and you master the act of patience, then you can now apply your knowledge, knowing how to trade, apply your knowledge and become consistently profitable. But aside from, if you know how to trade and you don't follow your discipline, because you could have a discipline but you don't follow it. Like I said, the human brain is naturally stubborn. Okay, humans are naturally stubborn. So I had a discipline at the time, but it was hard for me to follow my discipline. I had a discipline, but to follow that discipline was war. There a lot of time. Even after I knew how to trade, I wrote down disciplines. I wrote down many disciplines. I was still blowing account too. And this account I was talking about at the time, it was prop firm account. 100K, 50K, 100K, 50K, 100K, 50K. Many. One day I'm going to make a video and show you guys how many prop firm accounts I blew before I finally became consistently profitable in Forex and trading. So when I was blowing account, I would cry, I would pray to God. It was not easy. I literally begged God several days to teach me how to follow my discipline, help me to obey my discipline. It was not easy. One day I would obey the discipline. The following day I would go against it. And when the days I obey the discipline, I make profits. The days I go against it, I always lose. Do you understand? So it took me a while before finally I just grew tired. I said enough is enough. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired. I'm tired of losing. How long will it continue to be this way? I want to always end the week with profits. What's going on? Then I just had to embrace my discipline. I just trade accordingly. I don't end that trade anyhow. Then I mastered the act of patience and the rest was good news. Okay. So as a beginner, let me now answer your question. You can be a beginner, you know how to trade. But if you don't have discipline, if you don't follow your discipline and master the act of patience, your knowledge will not save you. You will keep losing money. And no matter how much you have, you will keep blowing it. So as a beginner, it doesn't matter the capital. You could have $100, you could have $50, you could have $150. If you have what works for you and you follow your discipline and you have patience to wait, because you have to wait for market to give you a setup. Sometimes it may not happen immediately. It may not happen that day. You have to be patient. You have to wait. You can use any amount of capital to trade as a beginner, please. Okay, so let me see. I'm coming. Guys, I'm coming. I'm giving 12 more minutes, please. 12 more minutes and then I'll end the live. Sometimes, okay. Is the 4 hours time frame to know the direction of the trade and the 15 minutes? Yes, Grace. Sarah, I just replied you. Yes. The higher time frame is to know the structure of the market, the direction of the market. As the live ended. Guys, can you hear me? Okay. Let me reply this. Please, how do I journal my trade? I'm coming. I need to reply it accordingly. So this is from, I already answered Genevieve. What's the best capital for beginners? Grace says, is the 4-hour time frame to know the direction of the market, of the trade, and 15 minutes. The 4-hour time frame is not to know the direction of the trade, it's to know the direction of the market, direction and the structure of the market, okay? It's to see the overview of the market, all right? Then a 15-minute time frame, yes, is to take a trade. You're correct. Leonard says, during the week, I noticed that you call out trades and sometimes you don't finish and you just leave it. No, that's not true. That's not true. I may call out trade, right? Then on my VIP, I drop this SL and TP. On my VIP, I drop the SL and TP. I don't leave it. All trades either ends in break even or on TP. Even on Friday, I dropped a sell trade. You see the sell that happened on Friday? I dropped it on my VIP. I dropped the SL and the TP. TP1 got hit, but then it retraced back and then gave another signal for that long sell that happened, which I did not drop because I was already in a trade for an investor, which okay, Leonard, but guys, I'm going to start dropping free signals, maybe one on the free Telegram channel, but the VIP will have more of signals, more short signals. Ibrahim says, I advise you take your entry using FIB level irrespective of any time frame. That's true. There are some traders who uses Fibonacci tool to trade. Personally, I don't use Fibonacci tool. I don't use Fibonacci. Not that it's not good. I'm not saying it's not good to use it, but I don't use Fibonacci tool. Sometimes gold does not respect it, so I don't bother to use it. Even trend line. Some traders uses trend line. I don't use trend line. Sometimes gold respects trend line. Sometimes it does not. I don't bother. I've tried trading trend line before and I always end up in loss. Maybe back then when I was still trying to get it right. But honestly, if you want to trade gold, right, if you're trading a pair like USD-JPY, let me show you guys USD-JPY. Let's go to 1 hour. Let me just show you guys something on USD-JPY. I noticed USD-JPY has been creating a very clear structure. Very clear structure. Are you guys seeing this? This is 1 hour time frame. Are you seeing this break of structures? People who trade this USD-JPY, I'm sure they are smiling hard. Look at this. It's creating now. If you're talking of trend line, you can use trend line on pairs like this. As it called? USD-JPY. You can set your trend line and trade accordingly. Okay, currency pairs respects all those things like that. And the Fibonacci tool, you can also use Fib tool for currency pairs like this. GBP-USD, USD-JPY. But gold, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I already have my edge and what works. So if Fib tool works well for you, good. You can just stick to that. I joined late, but I watched the... Okay, sure, no problem. I did long time ago on... Okay, you did, Ibrahim? You did? Okay, just send me hi again. No, don't send me. Just go straight to the point. You could send me a new message. I'll check. Okay, thank you. IGID, please. The IGID is the same name. Gold Baron Forex, please. Your IG handle is not allowing your correct connection. Please look into it. My IG handle is not allowing my connection. Please, how do you mean? Is a 4 hours time frame to know the direction of the trade. Okay, I think I already answered that. How long have you been trading now? How long have I been trading now? I'll answer that when I'm done with all the questions. Please, how do I journal my trade? Guys, I told you guys 12 more minutes. All right, I'll take answers on the next live. I've got to shut down now. Is it up to 12 minutes? Is it up to 12? I'm not sure it's up to 12 minutes. Guys, is it up to 12 minutes? I want to know if I should end this live now. Okay, let me just continue. I'll end the live in 7 minutes time. In 7 minutes time, I'll end the live. Let me keep answering questions. Please, how do I journal my trade? I've made videos on how to journal your trade. Just go through it. I think the videos where I put on a blue top, yeah, with the hair, the wig, brown wig that I packed some up and the rest flowed down. Just go through those videos. They're about journaling trade, how to journal your trade. Please, yeah, I already answered that. Good, you could go through my videos on Instagram or or IG. Oh, tweet or TikTok. Okay. Is your investment still on? Also, there are people cloning your Telegram. Yes, I made a video about the people cloning my Telegram. Please, you guys, be careful of them. Be careful of people cloning my Telegram, please. My official Telegram is the one with 1,400 plus. I even saw a fake Telegram impersonating me that has over 2K. And I don't know why people will fall for that. Because if you come across my page, in fact, if you can't be on my channel and be in the wrong channel, because you must either come from my YouTube. I have the Telegram link on my YouTube or Instagram. No, I have the Telegram link. I have my Telegram link on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, and even Twitter, X. Do you understand? So I wonder how some people, these people, they already created this page down. So they literally renamed it to my name. All right. So they had already created it down with their numbers of subscribers. So they renamed it. Please, guys, be careful. Please be careful. Is your investment still on? Also, there are people. Yes, my investment is on. Investment is on, but account size has to be from $4,000 and above. Gold always reacts from. Okay. All right. So I think I've answered all the questions. Happy what? To be in your first live stream. Okay, Deborah. Thank you. So if you're looking to having, if you want me to manage your account for you, account size has to be from $4,000 and above, please. Nothing less. Because the bigger the capital, if you even have a $20,000 account, bring it on. The bigger the capital, the bigger the profit. The bigger the capital, the bigger the profit. I don't trade $1,000 account. I don't trade $500 account because I don't trade small account. Like you guys heard when I talked about my Profim accounts that I was buying back then, that was blowing 100K, 50K. I don't do small money. So if I'm going to manage your account, trading account for you, it's got to be from $4,000 and above. I think I even need to increase it to 5K and above. So if you have a 10K account, real account, not Profim account, it's got to be a real account. If you have a 10K account, if you have a 15K account, if you have a $100,000 account, real money, you bring it on. All you need to do is to give me your trading account details, not your broker's account detail, not your broker's login details, just your trader login details, because I'm the one doing the trade for you. You give me just your trading login, so I can log in on my end and take trades. But like I said, it has to be from 5,000. I've increased it officially. Okay, guys, I will end this live stream now, and I really hope you guys have learned one or two things from the live. Until next week, Sunday, I'll come back. I'll go live again next week, Sunday, to backtest the market and to do an analysis on gold with you guys. This is USGPY. Let's go to gold. Meanwhile, I'm also thinking of going live on days I take trade, because I don't trade every day. I don't trade on Wednesdays, and sometimes I don't trade on Fridays. Sometimes I trade on Fridays, but Wednesday I don't trade on Fridays. If I take trade on Tuesdays, if I don't take trade on Tuesday, then I might trade on Wednesday. So I'm thinking of going live before I take my trades to analyze the market briefly for that day with you guys before we take trades. Let me see, is there any more question? Yes, if you have a 30K account, you can bring it on. Austin, I see you, Austin. Chinyere, that's right. Okay, but not Profim. I don't trade Profim accounts. It has to be a real account. When I click the follow button on IG, it doesn't respond. Are you serious? Maybe you've been restricted from following. Or you can reach me on TikTok. Try to reach me on TikTok. If you can't reach me on IG, you can reach me on TikTok. Yes, 30K account is allowed. Like I said, anything from 5K account and above, but it has to be real money, not Profim. Then we handle that for you, strike an agreement, and like I said, the higher the capital, the bigger the profits daily. So I'll see you guys within the week or next week Sunday. I love you guys. Take care. Bye. Okay, for account management, you can write me on Instagram. Please be careful. My Instagram account has 11.8K. I don't know if there are other people cloning me also, impersonating me also on Instagram. Do not write anyone claiming to be me on Telegram. Please. I don't put my direct message. I don't put my direct username on Telegram for personal messages. I don't, because I've done that before and I got a lot of messages that, man, it was not really, it wasn't, it wasn't pleasing for me, Sha. I mean, it was too much. That's what I meant to say. It was too much. So if you want to write me personally, please write me on Instagram. Write me on Instagram, or you write me on TikTok. My real page, my official page on TikTok has 10 points, I think 9K, 10.9K followers. Then on Instagram has 11.9K followers. So please ensure that it's the correct one. Ensure it's the correct one. Ensure it's the correct one so you don't fall for scammers. Take care, guys. See you guys within the week.